Hello there, namaste. So this is the trailer for Mrs. And from what I hear, is this is a highly beloved film. I guess it's getting re-released or something because what I heard is this came out before, or maybe that just misunderstood. But yeah, Mrs. I don't know what else to say. Just Mrs.
वाईफाई पासवर्ड
A1 B2 C3 D4 E5 F6
लो जी लग गया कनेक्शन
Is she
वेलकम
smart?
टू द फैमिली अब आप हमारी बेटी हो
घर कैसा लगा
अच्छा
और घर वाला
Okay.
मम्मी जी प्याज फूड प्रोसेसर में ग्राइंड कर दूं?
रहने दो तुम्हारे पापा जी को चटनी भी सिलबट्टे की चाहिए
Oh, okay. I already kind of suspect what this is about. She goes into a nice family, and then it turns out what is expected of the bride. What is expected? What are the tasks that need to be done? And I like that's the thing. That kind of stuff is foreign to me, which of course it would be. It's not my. It's not something I grew up with. Yeah, so I am excited to see something like this because if it's, I have a feeling it's going to be a grueling task.
तुम्हारी सास कह रही थी कि खाना बनाते वक्त तुम्हें चुगने की आदत है।
सब्जी काटने के साइज से उसके स्वाद का पता लगता है
मम्मी हल्दी दही में डालनी है तड़के में
Wow, that's
कैसा
a lot
बना?
of food.
नमक कम है
हेल्प नहीं है मम्मा कोई दिवाकर काम से आके थक जाते हैं और यहाँ काम खत्म ही नहीं होता
ये सब तो सीखना पड़ेगा ना रिचू।
हो गया
अभी वो बर्तन बचे हैं
बहू को घर संभालना तो सिखाना पड़ेगा ना कम से कम उसको डस्टिंग तो अच्छी तरह करने के लिए
Yeah, that's, oh my gosh, that's aggravating because people don't seem to realize how household chores work. It's a difficult thing, especially when things go out of hand, and especially when someone who gets to the house doesn't take the time to actually put things away properly. Like they'll throw their coat down, or they end up tracking in mud, making more of a mess. There are ways of returning home to make your spouse's life easier if they're cleaning the house. It's funny because they're like, "Oh, you're not dusting properly. You're not doing this properly. You're not cooking this properly." Everyone cooks dishes differently. I mean, heck, most of my in-laws, well, yeah, I guess my in-laws cook amazing food, but most of my family on my mother's side, I would say have food that's bland, but that's normally the joke for like pale people that they don't know how to cook. They don't know what taste is. Good. Luckily, my father's Hispanic, so I actually grew up with amazing tasting food. But there are those things you can't judge someone just because they don't cook the way you want. You just learn to accept it and be like, I like it. Maybe I'll add a bit of salt. Just that's why you hear a white people's house, you put salt and pepper on the table. That way someone can add a bit more if there's not enough. Or just add more spices on the table as needed. But it's like, yeah, she's having to struggle through everything.
कह दीजिए
रिचा बेटा रिचू
ला रही हूँ
कोई पैशन तो हमारी रीचा को भी बहुत है
मैं डांसर हूँ
बॉबी को जॉब कौन बनाता है
मेरा खुद का डांस ट्रूप भी है
जॉब के लिए तो मैंने मना किया था ना बेटा बेटा आपकी मम्मी ने पीएचडी की है मगर घर और बच्चे बस प्रायोरिटी रहे
No.
मैंने बोला था ना वीडियो डिलीट करने को
पुराने वीडियो से दिलाकर
इस घर में रहना है तो उसके रूल्स फॉलो करने पड़ेंगे
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Because I'm even against demanding the spouse to give you everything you expect. I mean, I'm against that. If they want to do something out of the kindness of their heart, if I want to do something for my wife, if she wants to do something for me, we do it out of the kindness of our hearts. We don't demand anything, and that's something I've always seen. It's just like, why? I've watched movies, and it's like things will get demanded. Either a son will demand something of their mother, or a spouse will demand something from their spouse. Just so I don't put a gender to it. And and it's just accepted. Like I'll read it in the comments of people going like, no, that's something that's it's the love that they do it, that they obey. It's like no, that's servitude. I mean, sure, India was conquered and ruled like a slave for years. That don't mean you treat others the same way, unless you have a grudge against them, like the British. But yeah, that's the thing. It's just like that seems to hit close to home. I guess if it was re-released, I mean that makes sense because that's a heavy film. That's a heavy film because I've had these types of discussions. Well, even before we were married, when we were just boyfriend, girlfriend. That just sounds so weird. Fiance and fiance. Yeah, when we were at that point, we would discuss like this, and I'm like, I don't agree with this. It just doesn't sit right with me, and yeah, we would discuss things. I mean, you have to always discuss things prior to marriage, like the topics of like children, the topics of like household dynamics, the topics of work, the topics of finances, things that need to be discussed before a relationship. And that's one thing you also see is like here, I'm guessing it was an arranged marriage because she had no clue what the dynamic was going to be like. The rules of this house, come on. Like, well, if you're staying at the parents' home, it makes sense to respect their rules, but they also have to be willing. Like, my parents had one rule: no drugs, no alcohol in the house. Until everyone became an adult, then it was no drugs. That's just it. No drugs. You can live just no drugs. It's illegal. It's like, yeah, allow people to be themselves. Allow them to enjoy what they enjoy. Allow them to just be human beings. Don't treat them like cattle. Don't treat them like they're a tool. And that's one thing I don't like seeing is when someone is treated like a tool, and especially when it's supposed to be someone important who's a spouse and they're treated like an object, like just something that needs to do everything. Like, I'm against someone waking up so early in the morning only to catch a few naps because that's the only free time they get, because they had to get up before the spouse to prepare everything. Then they can get a nap before they need to get up and do all the cleaning, because that's a ton of work as well. And then they need to get up and cook everything. And then they need to clean everything. And then it's just, and any time the spouse gets up in the middle of the night, they nudge their spouse and are like, get me this, get me that. I'm completely against that. But we'll see. Maybe a few years down the road, I'll be like, that's completely right. I need to completely order her around. I doubt that. I'm pretty sure I'd be the one being ordered around. Yeah, I said it. I'd be the one being ordered around. I'm happily married. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.